Hello, this is Associate Dean Corey Ferris with Law Career Development here at Golden Gate University School of Law. The purpose of this video is to help those of you who are interested in applying for spring recruitment figure out how to do that using the LCDOnline module. So a little bit of information about spring recruitment. Spring recruitment has two main components: OCI, on-campus interviews, and resume collect. The beginning process for applying to each of these programs is the same. You're going to come here to LCDOnline. You're going to go from the home page over to the left to the Spring Recruitment tab. You're going to click on that. And then it's going to open up this page, Spring Recruitment 2018. For those of you who have not already filled out your personal profiles on LCDOnline, you may be prompted to do that before you're able to see this page. Once you get to this page, you'll see up here when the application window starts and when it ends. It gives you a little bit of information about the on-campus interview process and the resume collect. It tells you where to call if you have additional questions about our spring recruitment program. Once you scroll down, you'll be able to see all of the employers who are participating in either resume collect, as you can tell right here, or have a date, and that means that they will be on campus on this date to do live interviews here on campus. So the main difference between the resume collect and OCIs is that you apply through both programs here on LCDOnline. We send your materials to employers. Employers who are doing OCIs will then send us a schedule of when they would like to see individual students here on campus. Resume collect employers will receive a similar packet, but then they will reach out to you directly and have you come into their office to do an interview on their schedule. What type of jobs are going to be posted? In addition to the employers, which you can see here, you'll see that there are both private sector employers, public interest employers, and public sector employers. Public sector typically just means government employers. Now, on here, you will have jobs for both STEP students and HLP students, as we do have employers who are also looking for the fall of 2018. But the majority of these employers are looking for summer 2018 positions. To find out what the employer is looking for, you're going to go over here to review. Once you click on review, you can see the actual job posting from the individual employer. There's also going to be additional information on here that is going to help you when you are applying and doing a cover letter. If you look over here to the right, you can see the person who is designated as the contact person for the organization, how the employer lists their own name, their address. So if you're trying to figure out where to send your cover letter, who to send it to, what their address is, that information for most of the employers is right here. So once you log into a particular employer, you'll be able to tell what materials that specific employer is requesting, and you do that here. You'll have to have a resume and a cover letter and a writing sample for this person. So you might wonder, why is there a drop-down menu for resume and cover letter but not one for writing sample if I'm supposed to submit those materials? So one of the issues with LCDOnline is that you have to go in and upload your documents. So we're going to go over here, go back to the home page, go to Documents in the menu, and then Approved. So when we look in Mini, our kind of mock profile here, we see that the reason that there's no writing sample available in the drop-down menu is because Mini doesn't have one uploaded. She has a default resume, she has a cover letter, and she has a bridge employer verification. So since she doesn't have a document labeled as writing sample, there's nothing to pop into that writing sample drop-down. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Add New. So once we're here, we're going to say Unofficial Transcript, cover letter, writing sample. But for this purposes, we're going to put Unofficial Transcript, and we're going to label it Mouse January 2018 grade sheet. Why? Because those of you who have used this module to apply in the past will probably have multiple resumes and multiple grade sheets. You want to make sure that we're using the most current one. Then we're going to browse for the file, Mouse January 2018 grade sheet, and submit. So now you can see here that we have the unofficial transcript. So the resume that we have right now here for Minnie is an older one. It's her bridge resume. It's listed as her default because it's the only resume she has here. if Minnie wants to upload a specific resume, she can go here and she can put mouse public defender resume. Go back down here. And submit. So now we have some new documents that we've added into the materials here. So we're going to go back to Spring Recruitment. We can look here. We'll use the Alameda Public Defender one as an example since it's right here on the top. So now when we go to resume, we have multiple options for resume. So you might have to give it a second because sometimes it doesn't pop up if it's still being uploaded into the system. So we've given it just a second. Now when I go back over here to resume, it has bridge resume with asterisk because that's what Minnie has labeled as her default resume. But then you go down here and you see mouse public defender resume. So she could use that one since this is a public defender application to apply, right? So you can use that. Those documents are going to be here. Again, go to the left, click on documents, go to approved. So Minnie still doesn't have a writing sample, so that's still not going to populate into the application for that particular employer. So say that Minnie is applying to the public defender, but she also wants to apply to Anderson Tax. So she's done a separate document for Anderson Tax because she knows that her cover letters are not going to highlight the same skills because those are two very different employers. So again, we're going to put her name. Go down here and make sure we select this as a cover letter so that it's available in the drop-down menu for us. When we go and we look at our document, it's labeled clearly Anderson Tax cover letter so that we don't accidentally upload the wrong cover letter to the wrong application. So I'm going to go back to Spring Recruitment. We're going to scroll down here to look at Anderson Tax. So then when we come over here, we've got Anderson Tax. We would use the default resume unless we have a specific one for Anderson Tax. We're going to go down here. Our cover letter is still not showing up because we just uploaded it, so it might take just a second. But then here, we also have that this particular employer wants the unofficial transcript. So we want to make sure that we have the correct one, the January 2018. For those of you that have multiple documents in your document folder for applying, that's going to be the second years, third years, and fourth years. And here we're still waiting for the bridge cover letter to be not our only option and to look for that Anderson Tax one. So let's see. Still isn't popping up. Just go back to our documents, make sure everything got uploaded okay. Here it is right here. So let's try it again. Sometimes it just takes a second, so don't get frustrated. Let's go back. We still don't see it. All right, so I would just say wait a second and that will eventually show up so that you can use it in there. Might be better for frustration purposes to just wait a little bit before you go through and start doing your application so that you don't have to go back and consistently check. We still see that we've got the two resume options open to us here. When we go down to unofficial transcript, we only have one because we only have one grade sheet uploaded into our documents. Yep, still no Anderson cover letter. So that's going to take a second clearly, but we know that it's in our documents because we can see it over here. Yeah, here it is. See if we can view it. It's still showing up. So we just need to give it a second. So we go back to Spring Recruitment. Now, this list of employers is something that's available to Minnie because these are employers that have specified that they are looking for someone with Minnie's graduation date and that Minnie is a first year. So some of the positions that are available for third years and fourth years will not be available to first years because the specific employer has requested an upper level student or might be looking for someone for a post-bar position. So if you are talking to an upperclassman, and they tell you that they've applied to an employer that you can't see on the list, that's why. It's because that particular employer is looking for someone from a different grade level than you are. So let's go back and look and see if this Anderson Tax has popped up. Nope, still not there. So If that happens, this is actually a pretty good example. You just want to make sure that you reach out to us here at Law Career Development, 415-442-6625, and let us know that you're having problems. We can log into your account. We can see what documents you have available, and we can always attach it to your account ourselves if there are problems. Remember that Law Career Development Online is run through Simplicity. It is a third-party platform, so we do not provide tech support for Simplicity. We can't answer simple questions, and we can reach out to them if there are issues. So start with us, but just recognize that some of the more technical issues we might have to reach out to the third party to try to resolve. So if you look down here, you can see the different types of employers. Some of them, it's going to be evident in the name what they do. Others, you're going to have to go and look at the firm to see what type of practice law they have. Some of the descriptions are descriptions that are written by the employer, so some of them are more helpful than others, so you might have to do your own independent research. Here you have the Homeless Action Center, so it tells you what they do: public benefits advocacy with a focus on Social Security, disability benefits, and it gives you a little bit of information about the firm. Certainly, if you have any additional questions, you can reach out to us here at Law Career Development to try to get information about a specific employer. So, when does the application period begin? So right here, applications are going to open on January 29th at 9 a.m. The applications are due by February 12th at 9 a.m. That's when it will close. There will be no extensions past this February 12th 9 a.m. deadline. So please make sure that you get your materials in on time. If you need help with your resume or your cover letter, please feel free to reach out to us here at Law Career Development Online. Just a refresher, you can go to the homepage, and if you'd like to make an appointment with us, you can go right here to request a counseling appointment. You can pick the type of appointment that you need to make, the date range, the time that you come in, and if you want to work with a specific counselor, you can put that here. If you don't check a box, it will pull up all the availabilities for all the different counselors. You can use that to request an appointment. This is the quickest way to get an appointment with LCDOnline, as opposed to sending multiple emails back and forth to try to find a time that works for both you and the counselor. I hope that this video was helpful, and remember, if you have any additional questions, you can call us at 415-442-6625 or email at lawcareer@ggu.edu. Thank you.